going to show you the assessment that I used for my student. It's the K-SEALS assessment. It's really good for assessing like reading comprehension, speech, communication, language arts, that kind of stuff, which is something that my student struggled with. So what you get is the assessment easel, the manual, and then the test record. So you set up the manual similar to a lot of other assessments where one side faces you and the other side faces the student, but you want it to be positioned in a way that you can see both sides. So when you're flipping through the material, for example, the first section is vocabulary, and then right here it tells you certain things. Remember to position yourself to see both sides. Remember to repeat the directions for an item if the child doesn't understand. Certain things like that, they're all right here for you. So the first question is a sample question. It's not graded. It's like a practice question that you give to them to make sure they're focused and their attention's on you. So it says, show me drum. So I would read that direction, and then they would look on this side where the drum is, and from where I'm sitting, I can see that if they point here, that's obviously not the drum. So if they point down here, then I know it's correct. The first actual question on the test is show me bird. So again, if they were pointing up here at the bear, I know that that's not correct, and they should actually be pointing down here at the bird. So once you assess that, then you can take notes on your first page, and it's really simple. The first one says show me bird. So you would write the score and write their response and then check the box if they got it. So then once you've gone through the whole section, like this one has 40 questions for vocabulary, so you finish the whole subtest, and then at the end you're going to count all the check marks that you had for expressive skills and all of the check marks that you had for receptive, and then it'll give you a raw score. So once you add them up, you just write them in the bottom. And once you've gone through the whole test, which is vocabulary, numbers and letters has a similar page where it's the same thing, really simple. You just mark whether or not they got it right. If they got it right, you tally them at the bottom, and it gives you the raw score. So the subtest number 2 was for numbers and letters. And then subtest number 3 is for articulation. So for example, you would show them a picture of a cup, and they would have to say the word cup. And if they don't say cup, you don't mark it. And if they say cup, you give them a check mark. So at the end, you tally it up again, and then you look at part 2 where it says intelligibility during continuous speech, and you can either mark good, fair, or poor. And once you're all the way to the end, then you're going to get different scores for each section. So you have the vocabulary, numbers and letters, and articulation survey raw scores that you already got from the assessment. And then you can take this and look in the manual. It has a lot of information in here with different tables. So you can then find the standard score, the confidence interval, the national percentile rank, the description category. There's so many ways that you can assess the student on with this assessment. Like different profiles and different score profiles. It actually has an example here. So it's really pretty simple, and it's all given to you right here. You just fill this out, and you can use it to write goals in any way that you wish. So this is the K-SEALS. If you choose to use it, I hope you learned something. Thank you.